No, I'm not Gryffindor, and I'm certainly not Slytherin. I'm obviously Ravenclaw. Go Birds. Welcome back to another episode of Cue the Curtain. Let's discuss the awesomeness that is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, now playing at National Theater. So we are in our Uber headed to National Theater. We're gonna go see Harry Potter. Why not? It's a super gloomy day, and Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is currently on tour. We're going to see them at the DC show. I've seen all the movies. My sister has read all the books. So basically, I've read all the books, and I am super excited. I really don't know what this play is about, but I saw it was Harry Potter, and I was like, I'm gonna go. So tag along. Welcome to another episode of Cue the Curtain. Whoever did the production and the set need to keep doing what they doing. I mean, for real, it was really that good. They really, I think, as close as you could take a movie and bring it on stage, I think they did just that. There was wands spitting out fire and talking books and the Dementors coming from the ceiling and the moving staircases. You know, not to sound cliche, but they really brought the magic to life. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a play written by Jack Thorne, and it's essentially a sequel to the Harry Potter series. It is set 19 years after Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry Potter is now a grown man. He has children with Ginny Weasley, and it focuses on his relationship with with his son, his middle son, I believe, Albus Potter, and it focuses on the friendship between Albus and Scorpius Malfoy, who, spoiler alert, is the son of Draco Malfoy. Now, the play actually debuted back in London in 2016, and it won Best Play of the Year at the Tony Awards in 2018. For a sequel, it did get mixed reviews. You know, the Harry Potter purists, say that 5 times, Harry Potter purists, they had some mixed reviews because, you know, some people feel like, listen, Harry Potter was great, just leave it at Deathly Hallows. Very similarly to the way we feel about Sex in the City and Just Like That. Like, listen, just leave it alone. But honestly, I think to have written it, it technically was written about 10 years after Deathly Hallows was published. To come out with a sequel to such a great series, a real moment in real cultural history, right? To come out with a sequel that much later, I think it was really, really well done. The story opens up, Harry Potter is dropping off Albus to the platform 9 3/4 for his first day at Hogwarts, and while Albus is on the train, he meets Scorpius and they instantly hit it off. What I like about their friendship is it's kind of like the Odd Couple. They're on 2 different sides of the spectrum, but they're dealing with the same thing. Both have to live in the shadow of their father's legacies, right? So Albus being the son of Harry Potter, the boy who lived, who saved the magical world, and then there's Scorpius, who is the son of Draco Malfoy, who was a former Death Eater. They're both isolated in their own way, and they come together and really cultivate a really charming friendship, I would say. And they're like the Odd Couple, and they really shouldn't get along because of who their fathers are, but of course they do. And what I appreciated about it is Albus, of course, is so wrapped up in carving out his own lane. He, you know, resents the fact that he's Harry Potter's son. And Scorpius kind of calls him out on it. Like, listen, you are so wrapped up in this. Just be yourself. You don't have anything to prove. You think you do because you're Harry Potter's son, but you don't have anything to prove, right? And Albus kind of pushes back on that, but it made me think about how in real friendships and in genuine relationships, whether it be, you know, your romantic partner, siblings, whomever it is, sometimes those relationships are a mirror, right? They will call you out on your things that maybe you're ashamed of, maybe the things that you know, don't want people to see, things that you consider negative about yourself. And it's always an opportunity there when somebody you love is maybe calling you out on something that maybe could use a little improvement. You could do 1 or 2 things. You can dig your heels in and say, this is who I am, or you can take it as an opportunity to maybe self-reflect and figure out, like, you know what? maybe they have a point. And I think Albus resisted at first, but then he comes around to Scorpius's thinking, and I think that it not only cultivated a deeper connection with them as friends, but it helped Albus figure his stuff out a little bit more with his dad, and really create a deeper connection within himself. And to Albus's credit, Harry Potter doesn't really connect with his son very well because he doesn't know how to turn it off. You know, he's Harry Potter, he's a celebrity, he's autographing babies, he's the head of magical law enforcement at the Ministry of Magic. So he is trying to talk with Albus, but from as Harry Potter, not really as a dad just looking to connect with his son. And I think that further isolates Albus. And so again, he's desperate to carve out his own lane. And so the story continues. Amos Diggory, the father of Cedric Diggory, visits Harry Potter, and he, of course, is still grieving the death of his son and wants Harry to use an illegal time turner to bring his son back. Now, for my Harry Potter fans, you remember the time turner was introduced back in book 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. That's how Hermione got to all of her classes, and you know how they used it further in the story. But the Ministry of Magic is not supposed to have one. Albus overhears this and he feels like, this is my opportunity. I can right this wrong. I can bring Cedric back. You know, Amos is focusing on the fact that Voldemort called Cedric the Spare. Oh, well, you know, my son died in vain because Voldemort just considered him the Spare. And I genuinely think that what you focus on grows, right? So if he focuses on the fact that his son died in vain and that it wasn't necessary, well, it will always feel like that. But when you really look at it and you understand throughout the play that Cedric's death, while it was devastating, it was also absolutely necessary to bring about this great positive change in the magical world. And so if you strip that negative experience, all of the effects that happen because of it go away too. And like my sister says, life only makes sense backwards. So I don't have a lot of critiques, but I do have some. Ron. Where was Ron? Like, Ron, okay, he's married to Hermione now, but he doesn't really grow. I was kind of disappointed in his character. He's still very anti-Malfoy. He never wants to go on the mission, but of course he does. You know, and they bring everybody back together, but I think out of the trio, he probably grew the least, which a lot of people probably like, of course he didn't grow that much, but I don't know. I feel like he could have grew a little bit more. I thought that his character was a little bit stunted. And I also felt like Rose, who was the daughter of Hermione and Ron, I don't think her character got enough airtime. Now, I will say that the play is only 2+ hours, but the original play in London, I believe it was like 5+. So they must have cut down a lot to just fit it in through a regular time, one intermission, that kind of thing. So I think that's probably more so what it was. But again, I was a little disappointed in Ron's character and in Rose's character because I felt like they could have gotten a little bit more. Outside of that, again, the storyline might have been a little cheesy. You have the father and son who are so alike that they repel, and you have the odd couple with the friendship. The storyline wasn't necessarily original, so I get the critique on that. And the Harry Potter fans not really liking it. But again, I thought it was very heartwarming. I thought it was charming, and I thought that it really focused on what Harry Potter movies always focus on, which is love and friendship. All in all, I had a really great experience at the play. I was on the first level, in the middle on the orchestra, all the way in the back. Funny story, the couple that was sitting next to me, mind you, I'm all the way at the end. The couple that has to sit next to me, they come in late. And so I was about to move to let them come in. Do you know the lady stretched her foot over my lap? I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like she about to sit in my lap. I said, man, I'll just get out your way, okay? Give me a second. Get up. She about to climb over me. I don't know you like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, outside of that, it was a very good experience. So now for the grading system. Casting, I think, was a 10 out of 10. Moaning Myrtle gets a special shout out. I thought that her character was excellent. Delphi Diggory, who is the niece of Cedric Diggory, she has a huge role in the play. I thought that she did really well. John Skelly, who played Harry Potter, I thought he was great. Emmett Smith, who played Albus, I thought he was awesome. Scorpius ended up being my favorite character. So shout out to the actor. What was his name? Aiden Close. Aiden Close, who played Scorpius, I thought he did really well. The production, oh, I'm telling you, they brought the magic to life. When the Dementors came down from the ceiling, I said, "Oh my God, I gotta get up out of here." It felt so real. Every time they did the time turner and the room vibrated, it's like you could see them going back in time. You know what I mean? It was really, I thought the production and the set was incredible. I really do. I see why it got such rave reviews. It really was, as far as Broadway goes, because it was really awesome. Now, listen, I like cheesy, guys. I'm the person who, when it comes to Christmas, if there is a good looking couple falling in love on Christmas, I've seen it. Okay. I've seen the Hallmark movies, the Lifetime, Merry Little Christmas, Merry Little Christmas 2. I've seen it. You know what I mean? Like, I love cheesy storylines, and I thought it was very heartwarming. I really did. All in all, if you are a Harry Potter fan, even if you just watched the movies, I genuinely think you will enjoy this show. It'll bring you right back to Hogwarts, right back to, you know, the dynamic trio, but now they have their children along. Now they have the Malfoys along. It really kind of, I think it was a nice bow to the story. It might have not been super necessary, but I think that I'm glad that they did it, right? Like, I'm glad that it happened rather than it didn't happen. I thought it was a really nice end to the Harry Potter series. So I definitely encourage you all, go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, now playing at National Theater. Fun fact, I actually applied to a part-time job at National Theater and they didn't take me, so I'm over it. It was a negative experience, and I'm better for it. And I don't even think about it anymore. Like, only like once or twice a day. So like it's like whatever. But anyway, no, but seriously, go see it. It was such a good show. Right up the street from the Hamilton restaurant. So of course, you know me, I'm gonna find the nearest restaurant. Got a burger at the bar. It was great. Thank you again for watching another episode of Cue the Curtain. I am really enjoying doing these reviews. I can't wait I just went out with my girlfriend Simone, and she suggested another movie that I should do. I'm not going to mention it yet, but I'm going to do a review for that movie next. So I'm really excited about that one. But keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, or keep getting people to subscribe. I really appreciate all the views. You guys have no idea. Come back next week for another episode of Cue the Curtain. Bye.